Hello there, thank you for watching this video. This is going to be a case study. Firstly, by the way, Insane Spanky saying Alienware is getting old, huh? That's to Barton PL, who have famously won the Alienware, or the SNF 5 tournament in particular, sponsored by Alienware, and was able to secure himself some hardware. He's been using said hardware for the past 5 years. So Insane Spanky is playing as Wehrmacht, Barton PL is playing as Soviets. This replay is notable for one reason only. It's all about quick and early blitzkrieg-style aggression. And it's because, in my opinion, these two guys are Company of Heroes 1 players who have played Company of Heroes 2 throughout its entire lifespan, that we get to see some of this insane early game aggression. And it's always something I've wanted to see a little bit more out of the Company of Heroes 2 primary players, who never really saw much of Company of Heroes 1, but in fairness, because Company of Heroes 1 had such a high focus on the early game, due to the resource system being different, due to the lethality being slightly higher, due to there being no true sights, hindering that early game reconnaissance and being able to see where your opponent was, that Company of Heroes 1 players seem to have a little bit more of an edge when it comes to early game aggression only. That's all I'll say about that. Anyway, Pioneers MG set up, going straight past the church, not bothering to worry about fuel or munitions. They don't give a shit. MP40's rushing straight in against conscripts. We've got a Maxim of all things built by Barton, so he's put himself at a slight disadvantage in the very, very early game. Maxim sets up to push away the Pioneers. Conscripts behind this heavy green cover truck. Pioneers just about surviving. So, let's consider the map. Nothing's been capped except for Barton capping his fuel and his two standard territory points in the southeast here. Grenadiers, the first built Grenadier by Spanky, up against combat engineers, pushing them away. Maxim with their constant ratata. The MG42 with its high precision burst action from the rooftop of that church there. Roaring with conscripts. Spartan's very, very conscious of the early game, wants to get into position. And why am I choosing this replay? Why am I wanting to cast it? It's because I love this early game aggression and I want to emphasize it. We've got GCS 2 coming up. I want to see players going gung-ho, balls to the wall action, going balls deep to use balls twice. I want to see them getting dirty and aggressive in trying to finish off their foe in as quick a time as possible. This kind of aggression to me is exciting. Not this in particular, which is two MGs in one building versus another, but in general. Conscripts versus Grenadiers, a tale as old as time. Grenadiers pushed away. Elsewhere, finally got combat engineers starting to cap north. Still only just now having fuel capped for the Wehrmacht player Insane Spanky. Now, why is this important? Because most of the time, to be honest, munitions is the primary resource for a Wehrmacht player in Company of Heroes 2. Allows them to get such abilities as the G43, or the Jaeger Light Infantry upgrade, which, of course, he has 2 of, because most players will have both Lightning War and Elite Troops. And it's because of upgrades like that, or the LMG, if you're not rocking one of those 2 particular doctrines, the LMGs, that you want to get munitions as Wehrmacht, because it just pretty much upgrades all of your infantry and allows them to be absolute beasts on the battlefield. MG is now ready for combat once more. Keep an eye on the MG. It is the pivotal unit that all early game Wehrmacht aggression is based upon. Roaring into battle up here. Getting into play against Grenadiers. Very quick Mosin-Nagant headshot there. Grenadiers need to get some shots in of their own. They have indeed got a critical. They've lost one of their own though. It's a killing match right now. 4 conscripts versus 2 Grenadiers. They decide against it in the end and actually lose a Grenadier because of it. Again, we've got the MG battle to end all MG battles. Maxim takes first blood. Elsewhere, Pioneers have flanked this Maxim, gotten around the rear side of that with their MP40s. Meanwhile, this Grenadier with its Car 98s has been suppressed. Up in the centre, MG is still battling it out. Had a nice rifle nade there against these conscripts. It's a very ferocious battle so far. Incendiary rounds have been popped. MG still staying in the church. Good damage being done. Elsewhere in the south, Grenadier pushing in, forcing away the Maxim. Seems like this Maxim won out. Wants to get back to base. He must have healing up by now. Indeed, he is now getting it. So he wants to get all the things he needs to back to base. Grenadiers possibly losing out against two rod up conscripts here. Rush straight into cover. They've spoilt for choice with targets. And in the meantime, they lose models because of it. He is has just gotten his base healing up in base. Has Spanky.
Comrades, we have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
Interesting battle so far. It looks all even on the eastern front. Grenadiers now getting munitions finally. In Spain, Sane Spanky does have good control of his resource sectors at this current point. Barton being bullied around. Conscripts can't keep up this pace of fire for too long. They are indeed going to have to mass retreat from the southwest. Could involve now the conscripts, sorry, the Grenadiers and the Pioneers pushing into the fuel sectors. Keep an eye on this combat engineer. It's just upgraded to the flamethrower. We've also had Barton PL go for his ever faithful guard rifle combined arms tactics, with of course the KV-1, the guards, IL-2 Sturmoviks. He's a very big proponent of this particular commander. Combat engineers jumping into the shed. They're up against Grenadiers. Now the Grenadiers are going to get forced away. Elsewhere, Maxim pushing against this MG42. Very aggressive push from Spanky. He's all over the place right now. Pioneers getting hot, deep and leery. In the centre, Grenadiers full going. These conscripts who have made a sandbag position, they're going straight for the cutoff there. Maxim is an island of resistance against the onslaught of these Grenadiers. These Grenadiers, and possibly soon these Grenadiers in the north. Turns about face to go south. Misses. Maxim takes the fuel. Grenadiers pushing in. Conscripts coming to defend. Maxim out in the open on negative cover. Grenadiers giving a lot of Car 98 fire. Do we have a possible rifle nade coming? Doesn't need it. Maxim forced away. Rifle nade used regardless. Takes out two conscripts. PPSH's pop. Going to be enough to force away these Grenadiers. Elsewhere in the north, Barton in a classic move goes for the counterpunch in taking this fuel point. Nice work from the PPSH. Submachine guns. Double upgrade here. Grenadiers behind this. Burnt out Sturmgeschütz. Getting forced away. Interesting battle so far. MG42 sets up against conscripts. They lunge behind green cover. They're suppressed regardless. Couldn't get there in time. Couldn't cap the fuel either. Caught between a rock and a hard place, and they chose imminent death. Tanko Battalion Command is up. Elsewhere in base, no sign of a Pack 40. Spanky feeling confident. Doesn't need to go for it right now. In fact, he's going straight for tier 3 in a very insane capping order to borrow from his clanmates. Maxim pushing up and deep, possibly leaving these sectors exposed, maybe. Nice grenade comes in. Oh, a nice kill! That was a rifle grenade from these Grenadiers. Took out these conscripts with help from the MG42. Great move from Spanky, leaving Barton exposed. The Maxim's gone north, leaving this cutoff also exposed. Some decent exposure right now. There's the Maxim that should have possibly been covering the cutoff. G43's hard popped. Maxim trolleying back into position. G43's want to dart around the cone of fire. Might not even need to. Rifle nade in. Maxim suffering in due course. He might have veterancy too, but not for long. Pioneers have taken the territory sector. Maxim being pushed away. Taken by the Grenadiers. That is brutal. Elsewhere, G43 is causing these conscripts all kinds of problems. They hit the dirt. It doesn't matter. Nice rifle nade. Doesn't matter. All kinds of damage being put down upon Barton right now. by the insane one, Spanky. PPSH is on retreat, doesn't matter. From the north. Grenadiers waiting, lying, waiting to pounce. Rifle nade causes 2 model losses on the Maxim. Could finish him off here with G43s on retreat. Slows him down. Death animation. Is engaged. Gets the kill. Combat engineers need to get 1 model drop on the Grenadiers. Rifle nade possibly incoming. Does have the munitions. Barton does not. Oh, 11 minutes in. I can't do it, man. I'm drunk as fuck. No, I'll carry on. T-70 spurs straight down this road here. A, even though he's drunk, carries on casting for you, the viewing public, regardless. PPSH is starting to get aggressive. Barton starting to feel his way into this game, despite losses. T-70 is the difference maker. He's only just now getting tier 3, the support armor core. Grenadiers taken out ruthlessly by this T-70 on the warpath. Their brethren, their fellow Grenadier squad gets in position. Makes him think there's a possible Pack 40 on the battlefield, even though there isn't. This stolen Maxim. Stealing its way onto the battlefield. Getting into position to cap this victory point. There you go. PPSH is on all 3 conscripts now. 2nd Maxim in the build. Barton's feeling confident now he's got this T-70. He wants to double down in his build order and his current meta. Again pushing this fuel. Good work by the Pole versus the Estonian. Let's keep an eye, though, on Spanky's fuel count. He's been able to get the Panzer IV straight away, getting 125 fuel, and he's straight into this battle. T-70 forces away the Maxim. Elsewhere in the north, G43s outmuscle these conscripts. 2 Grenadier squads loom, forcing their way into the centre. Maxims and PPSHs await. T-70 causing problems. Elsewhere in the north. Oh my god, what is insane Spanky doing? Is he preparing a monster flank here? Had a nice rifle nade go in. Hits 2 models on the Maxim. He's going all the way around, it seems, Spanky. What a great aggression shown. T-70 comes in to mitigate, but it might not matter because right now the Panzer Mark IV is looming. Look at the movement from Spanky. He's ready to push through this hedgerow or snow cone if he needs to. T-70 takes a view. Gets a good shot off on the Grenadiers. Might follow up with a second. Maxim pushed out of position. Faust in. Engine damaged elsewhere in the centre. MG42 is pushed up. We've got hit the dirt conscripts duking it out. Panzer IV spurs itself on. Wants to get the shot off on the T-70. Will it do so? Yes, it will. Big shot in. Needs a follow-up. Could finish it off right now. Gets the killing blow. Excellent work by Spanky. G43s and MP40s push their ways in. Conscript forced away. Meanwhile, stolen Maxim again forcing its way into the victory point. Mine awaiting. Look at this. Panzer IV, it knows it's in an era of dominance before the Ziskum can reposition, and it has indeed done so. Meanwhile, Grenadiers, MG42 in great position.
We must protect our HQ.
Pioneers taking the cut-off. Is this a pin incoming right now? Is Barton done for? Ziskum pushing out. G43s having to soft retreat away in answer to this huge blob answered 4 by Spanky. That made no sense. Regardless.
Sector is at risk.
Conscripts forced away. Combat engineers forced away. Ziskin getting some big shots in against the house. Notice the health damage on that building. Isn't quite destroyed. 2-man G43 squad. Being rushed up against by PPSH is... Rifle nade! Oh, destroys the building, almost destroying the conscript squad. Good thinking by Spanky. Maxim, meanwhile, setting up down south. Panzer IV nearly back to full health and ready for tango once more. The Ziskin is its natural arch rival on the battlefield. Hit the dirt. Conscripts finally taking back their cutoff. Maxim has repositioned and is awaiting. Mortars getting hot, deep and heavy. Straight into combat. That's rather too close to comfort, I would recommend. Panzer IV goes in a flanking manoeuvre to cut off the Maxim. Second Maxim doing a good job of keeping the cut-off, but it might not matter. Ziskin coming to answer the Panzer IV. Grenadiers rush into combat, though. This is a unvetted Grenadier. Can still use the rifle nade, though. Isn't able to do so. Panzer IV pushed away in the meantime. Conscripts doing well to just cap the sectors near their base. G43 now veterancy 3. This squad trying to get rid of this stolen Maxim. Oh, mortar dealing so much damage. PPSH squad have indeed capped that territory sector right there. But Barton is being brutalised right now by Spanky. Is Spanky getting himself in prime position to be a contender for GCS2? We'll have to wait and see. I know Barton's certainly in training.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Must be feeling that he's up against a player that is possibly a dark horse right now.
T-70 light tank has arrived.
Second T-70 on the battlefield. First T-70, of course, cruelly taken out by that Panzer IV. And you have to be mindful of, by the way, that Barton isn't right now able to get Tier 4 up. It would cost too much. He's been denied fuel resources and is being continued to do so. Needs the T-70 to go to work against the stolen Maxim. But it doesn't matter anyway because the Grenadiers have rushed in and taken the cut-off yet again. Mortar constantly giving harassing fire already. Up to veterancy 1, having gotten 4 kills. Panzerfaust in. Panzer IV also in, ready for the kill. Needs possibly one more shot. And Barton surrenders as the second T-70 goes down. And there you go. I'm clearly very drunk trying to cast a very interesting game for you, though. And I do find these kind of games interesting. They are to me when you see in 18 minutes one top level player take out another. This is Spanky showing the beauty of aggressive Wehrmacht at its very finest. So thank you for him for this replay, and hopefully all of you in YouTube enjoyed this video. So thank you and goodbye.